If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Well, welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of TED Talks Guitars and Life. You are looking at the guitar neck off of a STRICH SST-S10 guitar that the good folks over at STRICH sent me for review. That review did not go very well in that I had a couple of problematic issues with the guitar. Sent them an email. In their communications, they thanked me for my honesty, told me to keep the guitar, do whatever I want with it, which is what we're doing, Jack. And they did mention that they're going to send me a replacement guitar in September when their new models come out. Apparently, this particular model of the S10 is known to have some issues. They said that they had received several complaints from people that they had sent the guitar to and or people had purchased the units. So I thought it was a pretty bold move to send a guitar that you know has issues to a guitar reviewer, but that's what they did. Anyway, we are still in good relationship, STRICH and I, and so yeah, man, should they send me another guitar in September, I'll be glad to review it. If not, we'll move on down the road. So, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to tackle the neck of the guitar. Just a couple of fun facts. There are really not any sharp fret edges on this guitar. When you get up here, you can feel them. They're not super sharp by any means, not like some other guitars we've had through the shop. This fingerboard is teakwood, i.e. engineered wood, man-made wood, so to speak. So what we're going to do is we're going to straighten this guitar neck. We're going to see if we have any unlevel frets. If we do, we will level them. After we level them, should we need to, we will crown them. And after we crown them, we will polish them, Jack. Out of the box, these frets were not super scratchy at all. A little bit, but nothing like some other units that we've seen come through the shop. So what are we going to find out? Shoot, I don't know, guys. Man, why don't you run on out to the kitchen and get yourself your favorite snack? Man, I just had some buffalo wings and a little peanut butter yogurt. Man, yeah. My wife thinks that's ice cream. I don't know what's up with that. Is frozen yogurt ice cream? I mean, you guys can tell me, man. Be honest. Put it in the comments. I don't know, man. I don't think it's the same thing. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, man, get you a snack. Come on back to the workbench, baby. We got work to do, man. Let's get into it. Well, all right, my friends. Let's see if we've got any unlevel frets here on the STRICH SST-S10. Yeah, man. Man, I hope you guys are having a great day, man. I hope that you're surrounded by people who love and affirm you, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I really do, guys. That's interesting. All right, my friends, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 high frets. I am not going to chase 4 high frets around. So I think what we're going to do is a complete leveling. I am not going to tape this board up. I don't think. No, I'm not going to. Yep, I don't think I'm going to do that. So, tell you what, the other thing we need to do, let's take this nut out while we're thinking about it. Man, guys, I'm going to be traveling again. Oh, man, next week. So I'm hoping that we will be able to do our live on Tuesday night. And yeah, man, if you hang out with me, you know that we have a live stream every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If it's your first time hanging out with us, welcome. And 2, come back anytime and hang out with us, man. We get together every Tuesday night. Lots of cool folks hanging out in the comments. I'm going to insert my razor blade in between that nut and that neck in the hopes that they have glued this in. So I'm trying to see if I can't kind of cut around. So if you're going to take a guitar nut out, some would say, guys, look, 3 things are true today and every day. Number 1, I'm not a luthier. Number 2, I'm not a professional. Number 3, this channel is only my journey. That's all this channel has ever been. Please don't see anything that I say as prescriptive for you. You do what you want to do with your stuff, and I will do what I want to do with mine, Jack. Yeah, guys. So I do make suggestions once in a while, suggestions that I find might be helpful. So yeah, so if you're going to take a guitar nut out, you may want to go around the edges with a razor blade to remove any glue that might be holding that nut in place. This is either glued or really snug in there. So hey, shout out Snug, Snugalicious, baby. Hey, look what I found, Snug. I found the shortest screwdriver in the world, baby. Looks just like that one you offered to send me. And I said, hey man, I got one. That's it, baby. Alright, so I'm going to take a flathead screwdriver and I'm going to put it on the edge of that nut, and I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to attempt to tap to see if that nut will move. That nut is not moving. It is not moving, guys. So we'll do that a little bit more aggressively. That's what we're going to do, a little bit more aggressively. So, well, that is really in there. Alright, let me get my razor blade back out. See if I can't resolve some situations here. Man, what are you guys working on today, man? What is up? What's going on in your neck of the woods, man? This will timestamp the video for somebody. Today I was just watching Sparky. Sparky, check out Sparky's channel, man. He's a cool cat. Sparky is painting a Leo, not a Leo. I got Leo on the mind. We just sent that guitar over to Fret Knot, the Strat, for the giveaway. Ella and I took that up to the UPS office today. Yeah. But Sparky is painting a Telecaster body with a rattle can. And he was posting his vids of putting the color on today. I thought it looked really great, man. I thought it was interesting because when I do refins, I have always found that the sides always kind of look better than the front of the back to me. And it's trying to get the front of the back to look as good as the sides that always gets me in trouble, man. I end up overspraying. And old Spark made a similar comment. So I found that to be interesting. So guys, what I'm doing is, I'm just not super aggressively, but I'm trying to break, if there's any glue on the sides of this nut cavity, as it were, I'm just trying to get the razor blade in there, in between the nut and the neck, try to break it open a little bit, if that makes any sense at all. All right. Hey, does anybody remember the Demusa project where I broke the guitar neck doing this? Yeah, I do. I'm wondering if I can... I'm never going to use this nut again, so I'm not worried about damaging it too much. I am not a fan of this. Is that lip coming out? Nope. I just need a little bit to come out one side. That way I can kind of wedge something in there. But yeah, I did Telecasters for the grandchildren, and it's a Christmas kind of a deal. And one of those was a Demusa. I'd never heard of Demusa before, but sure enough, it was one of my earlier attempts to put in a nut, and I broke this part of the, from here over, off of the guitar neck. So, yeah, about that. That did happen. Alright, I think I got a little bit of a break here. Man, I wish there was an easier way to do this. Guess I could just do this. It seems like I should be able to... Now guys, just as a reminder, this is what they call tech wood or engineered wood. And man, that must really be glued in there. Look at that. Come on, baby. Oh my, I heard a crack. Did anybody hear a crack? I heard a crack. Hopefully that's just the nut cracking. The nut cracker, yeah, man. Yeah, that's not what you want to see happen. That's just a cheap piece of plastic, baby. That's all that is. Well, I wonder if I can continue to follow suit with this. Dang, man, how much glue did they put in here? Oh man. All right, guys, I'm not as frustrated as it might appear. I am just talking to my friends, doing some external processing with you. I really don't want this to break off in there, but boy, that's going to be super ugly too. Oh man. Anyway, be that way sometimes. Be that way sometimes. Well, we're getting there, guys. Slowly but surely, man. Sure going to leave a big old ugly mark right here. But I don't know any way around this, really. Hey, put it in the comments, guys. If you were doing this, how would you do it? How would you do it? I am trying to wiggle this around, too. Since we've already destroyed this, let me... Dang. Good night. You know, I guess when you put a nut in a guitar, you think, oh, there we go. You think, well, there's really not any reason to ever get that out. But guys, look, man. Guys at Stritch, look at all that glue, man. Look at all that. Dang, guys. Anyway, a lot of people might want to buy your guitars and then upgrade the nut to like a bone nut. You're making it really, really hard for them to get to do that. And you know, man, okay, so look, it's a budget market, right? It's a budget guitar. I get that. So if your market is budget people, not, you know, or beginners, let's call it beginners. If you're marketing to beginners, is a beginning guitar player gonna like replace the nut on their guitar neck? No, they're not. So I get it. However, what if somebody wants to buy your product as a modding platform? Well, with this deal right here, I mean, can it be done? Clearly I'm doing it, right? You don't have to worry that I'm taking meat off that situation. Somebody that's going to buy your guitar as a modding platform probably knows exactly how to do what I'm doing and can probably do it a lot better than I'm doing it. That being said, one drop of glue would have done it. The whole tube of glue was probably overkill. That's an exaggeration. There wasn't a tube of glue in there. Because I need that to be flat for the replacement nut. Got to have a flat nut slot. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. And I know this is crazy, but I'm thinking a little something like that. One of my Guyker red bone nuts. So that's why I wasn't feeling weird about opening that slot. Now you don't want to open it that way too much, because scale length is a thing, right? And in reality, what I could do, what I probably should be doing, is putting that on some sandpaper and do a little. So, when you sand a nut down, you just want to do a little bit of sanding and measuring. You don't want to overdo it. And what I do, I turn the nut over. This is 1,000 grit sandpaper. I should probably be using like 400 grit, something that would really go after that a little bit more copacetically. Now the other thing that I know, these Guyker nuts, they are taller. Well, I don't know. It's just a kind of a skosh taller than the plastic nut was. So that we got that going for us. I know we're getting there. The other thing is I could probably get a bigger piece of this and not have to hold the sandpaper and the nut and file at the same time. If you were thinking that, yes, you win the prize. I think these red bone nuts are pretty cool, man. I just think they're cool. Is it gonna look ridiculous on this guitar? Probably. Is it overkill? Probably. The other thing is I've got a whole other thing of nuts here. Sometimes what will happen is that glue will build up on the side, which may be the case here. Yeah, that was the case. Okay, so now this is in the middle's giving me a fit, isn't it? Well, it's catching right there. Be patient, man. Guys, look, here's the thing, man. Particularly, man, for those of you who are just getting started doing this kind of stuff, man, just give yourself grace, man. Grace, grace, and more grace, my friends. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Taking the flathead screwdriver and just trying to get all that glue residue up. A little bit of a something right there. And this old tech wood is just giving way to it, man. And the nut is, you see how the nut is, it's not straight, it's more like that. That's exaggerated, but it's not exactly flat. My nut is flat. So that's part of the problem. The other problem, so okay, so you see this, so if I press this down, this side pops up. If I press that down, this side pops up. What does that tell you? There's something in the middle, right? It's a little bit of a... Oh, what do you know? That is better. That is much better. This side's sticking up a little, this side is not. So, we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there, guys. Slowly but surely. And here's the thing about the nut. I'm going to have to come back to it when I do the setup. So I think what I'm going to do for right now, we've got a good enough path laid out for it where I feel good about moving on to the fretwork. He says as he continues to file. And at least I know later when I go to put the nut in, still got a high spot in the middle of that. Glue and nut slots are do not go well together. Well, I understand putting glue in a nut slot. I understand putting a drop of glue in a nut slot. I mean, this thing is covered with glue on the bottom, man. And I'm sure, man, I don't know, but I'm assuming that somebody isn't installing these nuts by hand. The Stritch factory or wherever they're buying these. It's funny, they sent me pictures of the guitars to choose from next. There we go. Guys, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Alright, okay. One more time doing that, and I think I'm going to be alright. And they looked... Okay, please hear what I'm saying, and I don't mean anything derogatory in the statement, okay? I'm just saying that the pictures that they sent me for their new models look just like the pictures of guitars on Temu. You know, the nondescript, like Casey over at String Pickers had that weird looking, weird shape. I don't know what that was called, Casey. That guitar body that you put together, that you painted with that like water drop kind of finish. But they had like that, and then they had some kits, and it just looked like the exact pictures. It was like I was shopping on Temu. I've still got this, guys. It's still uneven in there. All right. Well, I don't know how much longer you guys can endure this. You're probably wondering how much longer I can endure it. I'm okay, man. My daughter has a friend over. They're watching a movie. My wife's chilling. I figured I could sit in my recliner and stare at my laptop, or I can get to work, man. So I decided I'd get to work. I think that'll work. All right, guys. So what were we doing? Oh, yeah. We're going to level these frets, Jack. That's what we're going to do. Alright, let me get, this is a 14-inch radius. Let me get my Guyker beam out. So what I'm going to do, guys, and I'll more than likely fast forward it since we've probably spent, I don't know how much time we spent talking about this. I'm going to do 1 through 12. And then I'm going to, when I'm done doing, I'm going to do all of them. And then when I'm done doing that, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do 12 through the rest of them a little bit further, just to give me a little drop in the action. In between all that, from time to time, you'll see me stopping to check. Oh, there's one I missed. All right, got work to do. All right, guys, stand by. Let's level some frets. Well, guys, I do apologize, my friends. I thought I was filming all of that on my iPad. I was not, and I'm really sorry about that. We had 4 high frets. I did level all of the frets using my Guyker sanding beam, some 400 grit sandpaper, and then after leveling them, we did crown them, and after crowning them, we did polish them. We started 320, we went to 500, 600, we went to 800, 1,000, we went to 12 to 1,500, we went to 2,000, we went to 2,500, and then we topped all that off with some lizard spit. Yeah, man. And yeah, that's what we did. Sorry you didn't get to see it. So at the end of the day, this is what we're rocking. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie about that, my friends. I think it looks pretty good. There are no sharp fret edges. Those frets are silky smooth. I think it looks pretty good too. I will come back later when I set the guitar up, and I will be taking 2,500 to the back of this guitar neck, and then I will be putting a little bit of that Howard feeding wax on that bad boy to get that silky smoothness I'm looking for, baby. Well, guys, that's going to have to do it for this one. Again, I apologize for losing some footage there, but those of you who hang out with me on the regular know my limitations, Jack. Hey, speaking of jacks, special shout out to all the jacks, our channel members, for all your love, support, encouragement, and edification, my friends. Yeah, guys. And thanks to all of you for hanging out, talking about guitars and life, man. You guys are the best. Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Hey, rock on with your bad selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.